blueprint. Okay.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Voices of
Good.
Courage Asia.
Good afternoon. Yes.
Afternoon,
Uh, a
afternoon, everyone.
brand new week. Another brand new week.
A brand new week. In fact, it's an exciting week because for a few reasons. One is tomorrow. I mean, I know it's not relevant, but tomorrow America will get a new president.
Ooh,
Yeah,
interesting.
interesting. And also, what's interesting is that my daughter is coming back this Sunday.
Woohoo!
Yeah, I know. That's the best news ever. Okay, Lilian, tell us
Yeah, you
what we're
must have.
talking.
All right. Yes. For the audience who are new to us, yeah, this is our channel, Voices of Courage Asia.
Yeah,
Right.
this is
And
the before lunch channel face.
yeah, so basically, we're using this channel to share life experiences, stories of courage, practical tips and strategies to inspire and empower you to live a life of courage and significance. So my name is Lilian, and together with me, Anita. Yeah, so we are partners at Class Living, which is a social enterprise, and our community, Women of Courage Asia. So both are women empowerment platforms where we contribute back to the communities through a monthly empowerment meeting, trainings, mentorings, and of course, community support.
Yeah.
So we started this channel. This is a Courage to Be Used series. So it is based on my proprietary um, this framework, which I call the Courage Blueprint. I use it a lot for my coaching and mentoring programs. So it's actually a roadmap, a personal growth roadmap, guided by a process of 3 attributes, 9 domains in your life, and cultivating 7 critical core values to help you stay grounded in your identity and purpose in life. Right, so we are already at our episode. Which episode are we
52.
already?
52.
52.
Yeah.
Yes, 52, an
It's,
achievement.
yeah. It's called Understanding Your Calling.
Yes, we are at the 3 C's now, right? Yeah, we have done the 3 R's, and we are moving on to the 3 C's. So today, this one is the first C actually. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. So, what is your calling? That is the question.
First of all, I
What?
ask Lilian, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, what is a calling? I mean, is there a phone call? Is that someone's gonna call me? Let it be Jason Momoa. Please, Jason, call me. 9067.
Yeah, I mean, people talk about calling. You must do your calling. What's calling? What's your understanding about your calling, Anita?
Jason Momoa, call me please 9067. Okay, on a serious note, because it's in a capital C, I
Mm,
see it as purpose. I
mm,
see it as it should be bigger and more to our 9 to 5 or our if like for me, I'm also a partially stay home mom. It's more than the 12 hours a day. There has to be something
mm.
more than that.
Right. I think to give like you said, a bigger picture first, right?
Mm-hmm,
Before we dive deeper into this subject, and before we go in, actually want to say hi to
mm-hmm.
hey
Hey,
Natsha. Hello,
Nash.
Natsha.
Hello, beautiful lady.
Yeah,
Do you want to
thanks
give
for
me your
joining
number?
us.
Yeah, do you want to give me your number? I get Brad Pitt to call you. Okay.
Yeah, so let's go back to what's the calling, right?
Yes.
Um, yeah, to cut the story short, because we only have very limited time on today in this channel, to summarize it up, uh, calling is the reason, like just now you mentioned your purpose, or
Mm-mm-mm.
your mission, your assignment, the reason that God calls you and God created you to be and to do, right?
Yeah.
Is that particular assignment or purpose, yeah, and mission in your life.
Yes, of course.
Mm.
It's,
And yeah, you're saying you want to say something?
it definitely has a higher purpose and higher calling. It's not so, yeah, not
Mm.
so.
Many
Okay.
people are confused, like, what was my calling in life? So do I need to change job? Do I need to, so that, what job is suitable? Is this the job for me? Is this the career that, I should be doing so that I can fulfill my calling in life? Or, and then there's another big word called vocation, So, what is vocation? What is career? What is job? What is, it's kind of get a bit of a confusing, right? Yeah.
Mm.
So I mean, initially I was very confused too.
Mhm, mhm.
What
I
is
actually
vocation?
I actually Googled
Mm,
vocation,
yeah.
and the meaning of vocation, according to Cambridge University, it
Mm-hmm,
says a strong feeling of
mm-hmm,
sustainability of a particular career and occupation. It means that not all of us have a vocation to be a nurse or a doctor, example. It is
mm-hmm,
it's a feeling, it's a strong draw
mm,
drawn to something, you know. Yeah, but it has nothing to do with your occupation or your career.
mm. So I think to help with to simplify it, right? We can safely say that your vocation is not your career, it's not your job. Yeah.
Yeah,
So because your career and your job can change,
yeah,
but your vocation or your calling doesn't change. Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, and vocation, if you heard of this ikigai theory, it's a Japanese personal development kind of framework. It talks about vocation as well. Is that thing that you do, it can be your profession, something that you do, and you get paid for it, right? And it meets the needs of the world. The world, your contribution, your profession, whatever value that you are contributing to the world, and you are paid for that, and it meets the needs of the world. So yeah, I mean, many of us can be having a profession, just doing that profession just to get
Mm,
paid, just to
yeah,
put food on the table. But it
yeah.
is not something you're passionate about, or you don't even know whether it meets any needs in the world, meets any
Mm.
gap. Yeah, but of course, then some may argue that everything that you do will meet a need, right?
Uh, I like what Nasha says here. Can we just go to
Mm,
Nasha? Nasha said,
yes.
okay. I know her okay means, okay, Nasha, I'll pass your number to Brad Pitt. No problem, darling. I take care of you. Yeah, we take care of you. Okay. Okay, anyway, she said mission, purpose. What's my role in making the world a better place to be
Mm,
in? One person at a
at
time.
a time. Lovely, lovely, lovely.
Beautiful. And I say, our mission is a way of life. And she
Mm,
talks about value creation. And
yes.
so
And
I think Nasha has really got it
yeah,
right.
I think like I mentioned, this year our focus is a lot about values, right? Adding
Yeah.
values. Yeah, and how are you adding value to people's life? Are you valuing people? Are you living out your values? Are you
Mm, mm,
contributing
mm.
to the world? Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, it is a big
It,
question.
It's a big question, but it doesn't have to be big, isn't it, Lilian? Some people
Mm,
say, "Oh, calling! Wow, you pack your bag, leave for Africa, go to Cox's Bazar, and take care of all the Myanmar refugees." No, no, no. Sometimes your calling or your vocation or your is just first of all your inner circle.
mm,
Are you making a difference? Are you making a positive difference to your inner circle, to the people that sees you 24 hours, the people that share your oxygen space?
mm. Yeah,
Okay,
okay. As
yeah,
simple as starting from there.
yeah, it's true,
Mm,
especially as mothers, right? I mean, we are mothers. We have a lot of influence in our inner circle, and
mm.
that actually that can be your start of your calling.
Yeah.
Until you have courage or you have guidance to increase the circle.
Mm. So to keep it simple, also, like, you can understand that jobs and careers are, or your professions are the things that you do, that you get paid for it. Yeah,
Yeah,
you may not enjoy it. It may not be very passionate about it. Yeah.
yeah,
So, but your vocation, your calling is something that the things that you are doing, that you are passionate about, that you are meeting a need.
yeah,
Yeah, and it's like what the at the beginning where we say, where you are created to do. Yeah, you
Yeah.
know, we are created to be placed on this planet Earth to do something, right? To live out
Yeah.
something, to represent something, to stand for something.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is that you are standing for? What is your life message all about? Yeah,
Mm.
that thing that you are doing to impact and make a difference in this world.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and especially like I mentioned, you know, your own sphere of influence. It doesn't have to be, you know, the globally. You know, it can be
Yes.
just in your family, your community, or even your nation, and of course, then
Yeah.
possibly even the whole world, right?
Yes. Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Natsha has something to say.
Okay.
Yes.
Nasha says, I agree. 100% our job doesn't define us. She also
Mm.
say baby steps. Yeah.
Yep.
And she also say our consistent daily habits to create a life that we want to make us who we are and what we stand for. It's so true, Nasha. Sometimes, right, as women, right, we need to stand up. You know, sometimes especially Asian women, we are so polite,
Mm.
and we don't want to offend. But actually,
Mm.
the very, very words which I learned on Sunday, I went for a workshop on Sunday, right? Which is a brilliant workshop. And sometimes it's the very presence of I like to use the word mothers, a very presence of a particular person is the very present needed, the very step needed to make the change. So
Mm.
you're right. Yeah. And we got our darling Brenda in the
Hey, Brenda,
house.
Brenda.
Brenda, Brenda, darling. Mwah. She texted me this morning. She's so sweet. Uh, yes, YRS. Okay, I don't know what YRS is stand for what. Okay, meaning of vocation. Sorry, I very auntie. Equals divine calling. I hold on
Mm.
strongly since I've learned this. So I always do my best to give my best and try my best.
Mm.
Brenda goes without saying. She's a woman who lives the talk and walk the talk.
Yes, yeah.
She's someone
And
who's
you
very
you want to come and hear her story next Tuesday,
yes,
right? Yeah.
26.
we'll,
Yeah,
we'll
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 talk
come to
about
that
it more
later.
later. Yeah.
Yeah. So how do we know our calling? Yeah. You know, I know. Okay,
Mm,
we have like a briefly overview of what is calling, and then
mm,
how do we know our calling?
mm.
Yeah.
How do you know?
So I think by understanding the your shape, I always like to
Okay.
use this is from Pastor Rick Warren. Rick Warren, he wrote a book on purpose-driven life, and that is what I learned from there.
Mm-hmm.
Understanding your shape gives you the clues to your purpose and calling in life. Yeah, and it is what does shape? Do you remember what does shape
Of
represent?
course.
Real quick.
S is not the shape. S is your spiritual gift. H
Mm-hmm.
is the heart. A is the attitude. P
Abilities.
ability. Sorry, ability. P is your purpose.
Purpose,
E
personality.
personality.
Teh, teh.
E is for enough.
Yeah, experiences in life. Okay,
Experiences.
yeah. Joke aside.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is jokes
So
aside,
S
but
is
it is
for yeah
spiritual.
spiritual gift. Your heart is what
Heart.
H is what your heart is passionate about. A is your natural abilities. P is for personalities, and E is your experiences in life. So by understanding your shape, it does gives you the clues. You know, it will be very
Yes,
obvious clues to point you to your purpose and calling in life. So
exactly.
yeah,
To,
you want
to,
to
to
learn
just
more. Yeah,
yeah,
you want
sorry.
to learn more about that, you can actually pick up the Purpose Driven Life book by Rick Warren. It is a very highly recommended book. I
Yeah,
encourage you
yeah.
to read. Mm,
And using the shape also gives you like a little compass. Like
mm,
let me just elaborate. Like P, for example, personality. Right, I am an
mm,
extrovert. So if I'm honest enough, I say, hey, my personality, I'm very much an extrovert. I'm a helper. I will never ever naturally dive into something that requires introvert super skills. Okay, and like I don't know, sit in a cupboard and do calculations, because it's not my natural ability. So it's a good book. And the best part about Purpose Driven Life is that if you join the book club, it's
mm.
free for you. Yeah,
Yes,
so you don't have to pay money for it's a gift from us to you. Okay, so
yes,
good book
and
to start. good books to
Yes.
start. And it's a book that 51 million people have read. So it's not even about
Yeah, it's
religion.
yeah, it doesn't it is universal. Yeah, it's
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
yeah,
Yeah,
it definitely many have benefited from it. So
yeah,
I personally has benefited from it, and I read it many times. I use it as a very primary resources for my coaching and mentoring programs. Yeah,
yes,
so yes, highly recommend purpose driven life. And actually that is just the basic level. The book is just the base.
yes.
If you want to go even deeper, you can actually watch the Live Your Calling by Pastor Rick Warren as well. Yeah, we will share the link later. Yeah, we can share the link later. So in his series, Live Your Calling series, he talks about 8 things that we need to know about your life calling. Yeah. So of course we don't have time to dive deep into each one. We will just highlight to you what are the 8, and then you can go and dive deeper into each one. Yeah, I've
Mm-mm-mm.
listened to it. I've watched it. It's really very helpful. Okay, so let's go to the 8 things you need to know about your life calling. Complimentary by Pastor Rick Warren.
And brought to
Yeah.
you especially by Lilian Ong.
For Voices of Courage
Courage
Asia. Yeah,
Asia.
from
Yes,
yes. So number one, my calling is a gift from God, right?
yes,
Because I mean, we believe that we are creations, and there
yeah,
is a creator, and our creator is God Himself. So we always use the example, right? If you have a
yes,
handphone, somebody created this handphone, right? And to know the function and the purpose of the handphone, you need to know who the creator. You need to ask the creator, right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And my creator here is Huawei. Okay. But it's true. I
Yeah.
mean, we are believers. We believe in a higher power. We believe in God, and it's so true. Having our compass, or having my guidance from God, it helps me to know what my calling is. And to know that it's a gift, and it's so nice
Yeah.
to know that someone called God believes in me to give me a special gift. You
Mm.
know,
And the
you
fact
know,
that he even thought about you,
yeah,
thought about me, so that we can come into this existence in this planet Earth to live out that calling and that gift that he has given us, right?
yeah,
Yeah. So just reach out and unwrap this gift.
yeah. It's free.
Yes.
Prayer
Yeah.
away.
And number two,
Yep.
I am called for God's purpose, right? We
Yes.
are all called for something, right? So back to the handphone example, you want to know what's your purpose? Check with your creator. Yeah,
Yeah.
he has all the plans, all the manuals. Yeah,
And all the
so
know-how.
the principles, the life principles.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
And
be. Hmm,
yeah, and it's important to know. I always realize that when you start doing when you know that you're called for God's purpose, it's so much more easier to be guided.
hmm,
Sometimes when it's your own person and you're
hmm,
running on your own energy,
hmm.
it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be
Yeah,
tough. So
and you will.
it's
Yeah,
yeah.
continue. Yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead.
sorry. And also, a lot of things that we do, and like for example, now knowing your calling, it's so nice to know. Okay, my calling, I'm called for God's purpose and for God's kingdom and for God's agenda, and it's so much more easier because I'm a good follower. Okay,
Hmm,
and for me, that is very comforting to know that okay, I'm following the right leader, I'm following the right compass.
hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I mean, in Pastor Rick Warren's book, the very first sentence that in his book, Purpose Driven Life, he says that it is not about you.
yeah, it's not
And
about
that was like, whoa. The first
yeah.
sentence for me is like, oh, this is difficult to digest. It is not
But it's
about me.
nice. But it's so true. It goes so much in line with us being mothers, right? It's not
Mm,
about us.
yeah.
It's really not
And
about
I mean, through my coaching experiences, right, what I've discovered is that if everything that we do is about us, nothing wrong. Okay, just
mm,
disclaimer here, nothing wrong to do things for yourself. We encourage
mm.
self development,
Yeah, yeah,
self
yeah.
love, self care, and all. Yeah, but uh, the what I observe is through the coaching sessions, many came to a standstill or a roadblock or get stuck when everything that they do is about them. So it will hit a point, a ceiling. You come to a point where you are, you hit this point where everything you do doesn't make that it's not fulfilling anymore, because you can achieve whatever you want to achieve. You are capable in achieving whatever you think, and put it into action. You execute it, you can achieve your goals. And especially, when it comes to the personality type threes, who are great achievers, they are efficient and fast in achieving their goals in life. They can be so successful, achieving the house, all the material things, the car,
Yeah.
the money, the
Yeah.
fame, or whatever. Yeah, you name it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there will still be some emptiness. And we all know that there are a lot of rich people out there who are not happy, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
again, what is the definition of rich? Right? Yeah, rich in material things, or we want to look at our inner being as well.
Yeah.
Hmm. So that's when we want to look at your higher purpose. Yeah, it's
Yes.
not just about yourself, right?
Yeah. It's never
Hmm.
about yourself. And I
Yeah.
like this. Number
Hmm.
3,
Hmm.
God chose my calling before I'm born.
Yeah,
And
I'm happy about this also.
yeah,
Hmm.
I'm also very happy about it. I'm so glad. I'm so glad someone thought about me and someone had a higher purpose or higher calling for me. That Anita's life is just, how as human, right? We tend
Hmm.
to, maybe we're very humble. I don't know. Majority of we always put ourselves in a little box and think that
Mm-hmm.
that's all we are worth and that's all we're good for. And it's so nice to see that the creator of heaven and earth and the, has already decided that Anita
And
is going to
yes.
be amazing. Anita and Lilian is going to be, going to have a higher purpose and higher calling to benefit the external
Hmm. This
self.
statement itself, right? This statement itself tells me something more. It tells me that God loves me. My Creator loves me. He loves me enough to wire me in the way that I should be wired, so that I can fulfill that calling, that
Mm,
purpose that He
mm,
has chosen for me,
yes,
right? Even before I was born. So everything that about me, how I look, how I behave, how I think, how I process, everything about me, every single fiber, cells, DNA, it
yeah,
is well thought. It is fearfully and wonderfully sculptured and well thought,
yes,
well planned. And that
yeah,
tells me that this creator loves me enough to do all that. Yeah.
yes, of course,
So, so to our audience out there, you are important, you are significant, you are of
yeah,
value. Yeah. And, God created you, God thought about you, God planned you, God wired you the way you are, because He loves you. Yeah. I
yeah,
mean, this is what I'm getting out from that. That's
yeah.
point number 3 there. Yeah.
And the best part is that if God has created you, wired you, and thought about you, it brings to the next point. Your
Mm,
mistakes and
mm,
sin doesn't change your calling.
yeah.
Sometimes when we make mistakes or
Mm,
big or small mistake, we tend to put a
mm,
roadblock,
mm,
a natural block to ourselves and says, okay, I better stop here, better not continue. Maybe this is not my calling. Oh, yeah, I made a mistake. Let's make a U turn, you know.
mm.
So this is nice. This is very comforting also to know that, I can make all the mistakes. It happens, okay, but it doesn't change my higher purpose and calling. So
Yeah,
that's nice.
and God, I mean, in the Bible, there's this verse that all things work together for the good to those who love God, and yeah, so all things, including the
All.
mistakes, yes,
Yep.
not just the milestone and achievement that you make, but including the mistakes, it can
Yep.
be used for the purpose of his purpose, right? That your
Yep.
calling in life, and that tells me also that God has no plan B for us. There's no plan B. No plan B.
Which brings to
Yeah,
our next point. The
yeah, but
calling is
it's permanent.
permanent.
Yeah, you may think that it doesn't work out, because of the wrong choices that you make, maybe wrong career choice, wrong jobs, wrong, yeah, or even
Mm.
wrong relationships, But
Yeah.
it doesn't change the fact that your calling is permanent. Yeah. What are you
Wow.
getting out from this so far?
No, it hit me like a brick wall. It's permanent. It means that for me is that God did not change his idea from the beginning. He had a
Yeah,
calling
he
for me.
doesn't shift the goalposts, as and
Yeah,
when he
yeah.
like.
He doesn't take the goalpost and walk up and down. Okay, so yeah, for me it's very for me it just I don't know if there's an aha moment. It just links everything I was taught
Mm,
about in the beginning. My purpose is for God. I mean, my calling is for God's purpose.
mm,
I can make all the mistakes in the world, intentionally or
mm,
unintentionally. Doesn't change, and it's permanent. And
mm.
finally, it's not
Number
about me again.
six.
Number
Yeah.
six, it's not about me again.
My calling is connected to others, right?
Yeah,
We don't come to this world alone just to live for yourself and enjoy your gifts and talents all by yourself. Right. We need to give away the gifts and talents, so
yeah,
into and build communities, be connected to the people around us. That's why God created so many beings, right?
yeah,
So many human beings. Yeah. So yes, community. That's another important word, that that I'm getting out from this, because we are building communities, right? Women of Courage Asia.
we are
Yeah.
building big communities and strong women.
Yeah,
Yeah,
at this point, I want to talk a little bit about how the whole body works. If you think that you can do everything all by yourself, just like the eye. If the eye or the eyeball decided that, hey, I decided to disconnect from the body, I just want to function on my own.
roll away, roll away, roll away, roll away.
Do you think the eyeball can function by itself? Right. The moment it is disconnected from the body, that's it.
It's useless
Yeah,
actually.
it just it loses its value, and yeah,
Yeah, it's
its
purpose.
function. Yeah, its
Mm,
purpose.
yeah,
Precisely, just like the hand, every part of our body is
yeah,
connected to each other. So again, to emphasize the importance of being connected to others. So being connected to a community is that's why
yeah,
it's so important. That's why we advocate about
yeah.
community support, right?
And it's true. It's also a growth path. I mean, I've seen introverts. You know, our darling
Mm.
Lilian is an introvert. Did I
Yes, I'm an introvert.
did I just shouted it up? But because of the calling and the purpose, um, she's created impacts onto many women. You know, because she chose to open her mouth now. You know, it's true. Or she was forced to open her mouth. Many women has benefited, and I'm one of the beneficiary again. And again, with Anita also knowing her purpose and her calling, will now be a blessing, and and some other lady will be a beneficiary from it. So
Mm.
it is important. It's really important to be connected. Yeah,
And when we don't do that, when we hold back, and when we don't connect and don't contribute and our gifts and talents, we are actually
Mm.
depriving the
yeah,
person that should be receiving from us,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, and likewise, we should also we will be receiving from others as well. Yeah.
True, true.
So yeah, point number
And you know,
seven.
point
The
number
seventh
seven,
thing to know about your calling is God empowers what He calls me to do.
which is
Right?
nice, right? God
Mm,
gave you a purpose and a calling before you were born. Don't tell
mm,
me He's going to leave you there dry and high. Of course not, right? I mean, we serve a very merciful God and a God that loves us. I mean, for me in my heart, there's no questions about it. So if someone do love you, He will go all the way to make sure He empowers you and to guide you.
mm.
So that's also comforting. So not only He says, "Hey, I got a purpose and calling for you," but guess what? Here's the engine, here's the car keys, and here's all the unlimited fuel you need to go on to this journey. And guess what? I'll be in the driver's seat. Sit back, relax, just wind down
Yeah,
the window once in a while and
yeah.
speak.
So I mean, we have a relationship with a God that does not just throw us into the ocean and then just let us struggle. Yeah,
Yeah.
He will provide the resources that we need,
Yep.
uh, and even the circumstances that, in our own lens, limited knowledge, right?
Yes.
Limited
Yes.
point of view, what we see as problems or negative situations can be actually the resources and opportunities that grows
Yep.
us and point
Yep.
us to fulfill that calling, that purpose in your life, right?
True.
Mm.
And
The
what's the
last
price?
point. There's
What's
a
the price?
prize. There's a
What's
prize.
the
The great
price?
news.
What
Yeah,
is
that
the price? I want the present. It's Christmas every day. I believe that. I believe when you live out your purpose and your calling according to God's plan, there is a price. It's like Christmas almost every day for me. For me, my price, if I do not know what the price is, but sometimes the peace of mind.
mm,
Sometimes the peace of mind to sit back and go, I did it. I did what I was meant to. I did what I was called for on this earth. I did it.
mm,
And that for me, that peace of mind is a good enough price.
yeah,
That's me. Yeah.
yeah. I think also personally for me is I to put this like sounds very negative, but like my greatest fear is not living out my calling in life. Yeah. So but that is actually a healthy fear, because fear can
Yeah.
be negative,
Yeah.
it can, but you can convert it into a positive force,
Yeah.
a pressure, a positive force to propel you and motivate you forward
Yeah.
as well, right? Yeah, because yeah, so if I have the fear that I'm not living out the calling, I will want to discover what is my calling, and that propels me to nudge me into action as well, to discover that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yes, we have a God that is so loving and giving. Yeah.
Yep.
So that's why, he will share whatever I mean, according that whatever we are sharing is, from according to the word of God, that, he loves to share, and
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
he has so much more to share, so much more to give to us. Yeah.
Yep.
That's why it is unlimited. Yeah. And what we are enjoying here on earth is maybe just a tip of the iceberg of
Yeah.
what he is going to, bless us and shower us with, right? Yeah.
And the price may not receive it here and now. It could be later. Akan
Mm.
datang in Malaysia. So,
Yeah.
can I assume that if you want to watch more and find out, please go to settleback.com and live your calling. So, at least
Yes.
it's definitely a good investment instead of Netflix. So, go ahead and watch this. This is true. I mean,
Yeah.
can't invest in ourselves. I mean, if you can invest 40 minutes to watch a Korean drama, come on, do this for yourself, okay? Do this.
Yep.
Definitely, you get something more meaningful out of it.
Yes.
And Lilian,
Definitely.
what's happening, huh? Next week, Tuesday, 26th of
Yes. Our
January.
our first session of the monthly empowerment meeting. Yes.
Yes. We will.
And I usually will kickstart the first session of the year.
Yep. Yep.
So come join us on the 26th of January. Click on the link. Go to womenofcourage.asia to register. It's free for all ladies only.
And,
Yeah, because we want to create a safe space for women, right? Yeah, to share, because there are vulnerability. Yeah. So
yeah. And
besides myself, Brenda also will be
first
sharing.
time sharing her
Yeah, first time
story.
speaking. Yes. Yeah.
You don't want to miss this. And you want to kickstart the year coming to join Women of Courage Asia monthly empowerment meeting, because Lilian is going to share the most. She's going to do a coaching session. Okay,
Yeah,
it's going to
you
be a,
get to experience a live coaching session
yeah,
with us,
you're going to
and
share live coach.
and our leaders as well. Yeah.
Yep. We were
Mm.
talking about sabotage.
Yeah. If you
Self.
already set a goal, great. Come join us with your goal, and let's address that. Right. If you
Yeah.
have not set a goal, start thinking about it.
And if you
Yeah.
still have not set a goal and you're stuck and you don't know how to set a goal and you do not know your purpose and calling, book a clarity call with Lilian.
Yes.
Okay.
And for those who wants to dive deeper, if you already, set your goals, you know what you want to do in life, but you still feel that you need the support, you need the how to, what are some of the tools, strategies that action plans, to support you in achieving your goal in consistently. Yeah. Join us in our Transform with Courage bootcamp, right?
Yeah.
Happening in April. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Drop
3
us a
days.
message Yeah, it's 3 days. Drop us a message if you have any question. Go to the website, which was this one, classliving.com. Okay, Transform with Courage Bootcamp. You don't want to miss
Yeah.
this. Okay, you don't want a
Yes.
small
This is not
price.
just, yeah,
Yeah,
not
small
just
price.
3 days,
Big.
but yes, not just 3 days of a full immersion, but there is a post bootcamp small group coaching to ensure that you achieve your goal, right? The support is to
Yeah,
your goals, right?
support not only alone, support by a community of people also. So there's accountability, there's friend to hold each other's hand, and that's
Yes.
important. Yeah.
Yeah. But
And
this
on
is,
that note, we'll see you on Thursday at
mm,
12:30, same time, same place.
yeah,
Okay,
we
on
look
on
into
your
the next C. Yeah, we look into the next C in the next episode, right?
okay.
All right. Thank
Okay,
you.
bye
Thank you.
everyone. And
Bye.
happy Chinese New Year if there is a Chinese New Year.
Yeah, coming.